everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Prepping by Faith, and today we are going to talk about prepping for a natural disaster. This is going to be another chapter in my Prepper Handbook, SHTF disaster preparedness that I'm putting together for you. So I'm excited to bring this to you and start talking about this other chapter. It's going to be a short video for you just to get you guys thinking about what you need to prioritize for a natural disaster. Okay, everyone, we are going to get started again on my Prepper Handbook for SHTF disaster preparedness with a focus this time now on bugging in. So I'm going to flip to that section for you guys. So prepping for a natural disaster, bugging in. And that is going to depend on where you live, what kind of a natural disaster that might look like for you. For us, it would be something probably like a snowstorm, in which we would lose the power. There might also be situations for you where it was something like a hurricane or a tornado or whatever it is, but I think we need to think about these things too. So at the top of the list is to have a plan to account for family members and then a specific location in the house for them to go depending on the disaster type. So if it was a tornado, making sure they know, to go to the basement if you have one, or a center room in the house. Obviously, we've talked about nuclear preparedness and how that one should go as well. And then accounting for the family members, so making sure, I've talked about in one of my videos I did on how to prepare, not scare your children, maybe having a code word that you yell to get their attention and get them to come to you so that you know where they are and you're not having to run all over your house looking for them. So that's going to be number one. Number two is that most natural disasters will cause a disruption in utilities. So you need to prioritize ways to keep cool or warm depending on the weather, how you're going to cook your food, etc., depending on what type of disaster that you're facing. You want to have at least a 2-week supply of food, water, and medicines on hand for your family. Obviously, being a prepper, we want to focus a lot more than just 2 weeks, right? But if you're just starting out, then start there. You have to start someplace, so let's start thinking about this kind of thing and making sure we have it on hand. And then you want to discuss what to do if your family members aren't home when the disaster takes place, and then have a communication plan. If there was something like an earthquake and your children were at school, hopefully the school has gone over things like that and they have a plan in place to protect your kids, but then communicating with them that you will go there to get them as soon as possible. Just having that open communication also with your spouse and that sort of thing. So on here for us, I've just given you guys this example. So you're going to plug in whatever natural disaster that you would need to prepare for in your area. So this is just giving you guys an outline. So this is, for us, would be a snowstorm. And then I've just prioritized the different ways, the different things that we would want to prepare for that. So sealing off our windows and doors, putting towels under them, or sealing them with the heavy-duty plastic to keep the cool air from entering the home. I would move our girls' supplies into our bedroom, so we would go into one room to kind of, focus on heating just that one space. We would move my oldest bed into that room. It's a fairly large room, so we would make room for that, shove furniture out of the way, that sort of thing. And then we would use some plastic sheeting to tape off our living room. We have a giant, kind of like a hallway that's open, so we would want to tape that up so we could keep this side of the home warm. And then I have on here to set up their bed tent. And a lot of these things I've already covered in my How to Stay Warm in an SHTF, but this is just, obviously to give you guys a typed up outline. So setting up that bed tent, turning on the fireplace with the battery pack if we still have natural gas, setting up a tent in the living room for us all to hang out in when we're not in our beds, getting our Mr. Buddy heater and propane ready along with the CO2 monitor and a fire extinguisher on hand, filling tubs with water and other containers. So making sure we're going to have plenty of potable water, not only to flush toilets, but also to cook with, and that sort of thing. If you guys don't have tons of cases of water stocked up, then you would want that also available for drinking. And then a note on here just to keep the sink dripping if the temperature drops below 55 degrees indoors, and turning off the water once the indoor temperature drops below 32 to keep the pipes from bursting. Obviously locating things to stay warm like your gloves, gloves, your heavy coats, long underwear, wool socks, blankets, our electric blanket that we would plug into our generator, matches for the stovetop, and hot hands, hand warmers. So this is just, a quick video to get you guys thinking about how to prioritize a list for you guys to think about during a natural disaster event. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.